Welcome back. This is another solo cast. A couple of weeks ago over on Instagram, I put up a prompt and asked you all if you would like for me to talk about my experience being a woman, turning 40, wanting to be a mom, but not yet a mom, navigating life with a chronic illness, and all of that. Many of you said that that would really benefit you if I did that. My creative process for this podcast is not always linear. Sometimes I get ideas and concepts when I'm on a walk, gardening, in the shower. So sometimes ideas come in the form of poetry or a stream of consciousness, or even from some of the coaching sessions I have with our community. My intention with these episodes is to demonstrate the patterns that I'm seeing in myself and others that I feel are creating unnecessary duress, and to highlight what I'm doing to manage an anxious brain. Through the lens of low-key anxiety, the kind that just buzzes in the background, we're going to talk about how I manage that and the tools that I practice. Today, I want to tackle the rising cost of perfectionism. In my experience, anxiety can dress itself up in disguise as good enough or getting it right. And I see the modern vernacular for this is perfectionism, and how women are obsessed with being perfect or getting it perfect. Again, putting the problem on the women, when really the society has created the projection of what a good enough, perfect woman, mom, friend, boss is, and really left us no room for humanity. I have been in a 40-year relationship with perfectionism. I have been doing a well-orchestrated dance with her opinions, her reminders that excellence isn't perfectionism. It is the standard for all things we do. It's just a standard. Calm down, she says when I confront her rigid boundaries and tight schedules. I say things like, we should just try something and start there and then improve it over time. And she says, are you kidding me? That is dangerous. It will set a precedent that we are not good and don't have it together, and that we are messy and disorganized and behind. I sit for a moment with her responses. For years, I have nodded, yes, I understand. We must look like we have it all together. We must master excellence in all areas as fast as possible. While she just kept shouting, the end is just right up here. I promise we are almost there. We have almost achieved it. And I would be like, oh, thank God, maybe we will rest soon. While she just kept shouting, the end is just right up here. I promise we are almost there. We've almost achieved it. And I would be like, thank God, please, can we just rest? And then I would just keep going and going and going. The path never ended. There was never good enough achievement. She never found me good enough. There was always more to do. To see, to judge, to examine, to pursue, to fix, to obsess over. I can't do this because this isn't perfected, and I can't do that until I have this perfect, and I can't go there until I have perfected this. And I start to feel like a dog chasing his tail. Why is this all my life is about? Because I married perfection. I wed her some long lost day about 37 years ago in some ceremony with my Barbies on the floor, organizing my stuff into piles and making sure they had just what they needed at all times. Perfect outfits, perfect shoes, perfect smile, perfect ponytail, perfect house, perfect bed, perfect table, perfect car, perfect. Here lies a woman, death by perfection, 2026. Goodbye. So long, I want to say to perfection. You are an asshole. But she doesn't like that. That doesn't really work for her. When we say that, she gets worse. She recommits. She doubles down. She goes all in, people. And now we are enemies, staring across a chessboard, waiting for our turn, planning and calculating the ways we will destroy one another, plotting, planning, scheming, perfecting our plans. Oh shit, I'm here again, thinking I have to play chess all of the time. Now it's all about the effort to debate her while still taking no action on what I want. We must come to an agreement in order for me to move forward with perfection. She is unreasonable, abusive, and never gives me positive feedback. It's unbearable. And then perfection dictates for her testimony, Your Honor, Teresa is a lazy, unmotivated, depressive, self-sabotaging, angry, tired woman and unbearable to be around. She is old, she is weak, she is aging horribly, and her life is a complete mess. All I'm trying to do is help her. I gasp. I gasp again. I can't breathe. Tightness in my chest. Breath completely stopped. No airflow through the small hole in my mouth that is still open to the world because that's just how my face is shaped. Or maybe it's my jaw is the problem. We need to fix that, whispers Perfection from across the table. I added fixing my jaw to the to-do list. I literally cannot stand up to her. She is totally in charge. Plus, I kind of agree with her about this jaw thing. She wins another round. I'm weak. I'm disorganized. I can't possibly beat her just as I am. Beat her? Beat her. Y'all, stop me in my train tracks. I am talking about beating myself. So this is an important moment. The visualization of the voice of anxiety or perfectionism or the critic is an age-old tool. I will be crediting Richard Schwartz, a modern known expert on internal family systems theory, which posits that the psyche is made up of an internal family of subpersonalities or parts that interact like a real family, often leading to conflict. His theory explains how to access the core self, a source of compassion and clarity to heal these parts, addressing issues like trauma, anxiety, and depression. We dialogue with our parts to understand them, and then through understanding, we can transcend the block, the critic, the anxiety. I have taught this modality for a decade and have never met a person who does not benefit from the imaginative mapping of the thoughts in their mind into personas that clarify the parts and allow them to dialogue with them. It is very powerful. And also the version I shared here is 10 years of practice. So when you first start this work, it can be daunting and sometimes scary. We often recommend that you work with a therapist or a coach, but the book that Richard Schwartz wrote, No Bad Parts, does allow you to learn this modality on your own and gives you steps to take with yourself. Richard's book is a great place to start. So now that I have revealed my perfectionist part to you and we have wrestled that alligator and realized how much these perfectionist thoughts that are tied to these perfectionist beliefs work to control me, I want to invite you to a magical experiment with me. Now, it's important to understand that I use Disney princess magic, which can be really annoying to some people. So I just want to own that up front. Like I am Belle in the library with a magic book type of girl. Jasmine and her tiger kind of magic. Before I move on, I want to make one note about the parts I experience myself suppressing the most and what I hear other women trying to suppress as well. Anger and rage. Unfortunately, when society, told me to be perfect and to tame my beast, they forgot to teach me how to understand my beast while they have her caged up down there. She is just constantly pissed off, throwing tantrums, screaming at the top of her lungs, let me out. Like she is wild and angry and I have no idea what to do with her at times. I guess if I'm Belle, I'll love her into order. Is that what they mean when they say self-love? Love her before the rose dies? No pressure. You don't want her permanently driving the ship, they say. Or do we? If I have been doing parts work for 10 years and you, listener, are just kind of getting started, you might not even yet feel anger in your body or know it is anger when it tries to show itself or scream at you from its cage. Do not fear. The goal of this is not to move fast. We are not in a hurry here. This is about intention and grace, patience and understanding. That one day at a time kind of thing. Back to this magical experiment. I want to see if I truly have magic powers. Can I create reality? Am I capable of manifesting? Can I speak things into existence? And I'm going to do this experiment with the hypothesis of I can cure my chronic illness by integrating my perfectionist thoughts and learning to love the anxiety for her attempts to keep me safe. Now, you can say it is potentially dangerous to present the hypothesis to people that live with chronic illness that they can cure their disease because it can feel like judgment or pressure and can really actually be harmful at times. Just think your way out of it, they say, or toughen up. I want to see you strong. Me too. Me too. I would love to see myself strong. I dream of being strong. Images of me running and jumping, leaping into my lover's arms in a field of flowers with my baby girl running around our feet has been running in my mind for like 33 years. When did I first see How to Love a Woman Like Maria or I Am 16 Going on 17? Maybe that's when it started. No, it was definitely Bewitched, where I learned the only way to please a man is to perform magic. If I want to be the perfect wife with the perfect house and the perfect mom with the perfect mom image, I must be able to wiggle my nose and make magic at all times. Was Bewitched trying to control me, or was it a secret door into a realm where I actually can wiggle my nose and make magic appear? If I go off my experience as a filmmaker and producer, I can tell you that a group of people committed to an idea, determined to succeed, can absolutely manifest things into reality. Every stage we have ever built a set on, every road we have ever closed down for filming, every costume that has ever been made was first just an idea, an image in our minds of a possibility. Then together, we organized, took action, and made manifest the thing we all dreamed together. There is some evidence, at least in my world, that this is possible. Then there is this question of, is energy a thing? I feel we've all been served the same Instagram ads for the last 8 years, that we are programmed with a narrative about the power of positive thinking. Just manifest it. Your thoughts shape your reality. Energy is power. Align your energy. What does all of this mean? Have any of us asked that question? Or if you're like me, you take it as an order, an assignment. You must be able to manifest, or something is wrong with you and your energy is off. And then you need to fix that. I have lived literally trying to be perfect, but never to actually perfect the craft. So every millimeter that is off feels like failure. So if we're going to go with this hypothesis that my chronic illness can be healed by me changing my thoughts, which requires an examination of my beliefs, which then requires this active pursuit of learning to love myself despite how imperfect I am, and to stop this pursuit of perfection, then we have a lot of work to do, which my somatic doctor, who you'll meet later this season, Dr. Erin, will tell you not to frame it as work. She would tell me that it is reducing my workload that will make the magic work, to try to scale back my efforts, even 10%. It could be the act of trying to fix it constantly that is keeping the disease alive. And she has a point. This is where the whole chronic illness kind of takes over my consciousness. It's like there's this fixation, like everything's out of whack all the time. And so nothing else can be on the consciousness. And then it's like, it's still overwhelming. You like can't even think or talk or do anything about anything else. It just feels urgent and unbearably important. You're so desperate to feel better that you obsess about it. What if I tried this? Or what if I tried this? Or what if I just tried this? Over and over and over again. Do I need to eat gluten-free? Do I need to eat vegan? Do I need to eat herbivore? Do I need to eat Atkins? Do I even need to eat? It's like, I don't know. There's so many freaking combinations of themed diets in my mind and images of jazzercise. Like, I can't imagine why I feel the way I feel. Can't imagine. Instead of posing all these questions about whether I'm healthy or not and giving these anxious perfectionist thoughts the microphone all of the time, I want to just try to affirm how healthy I feel and do this kind of thought spell on myself to share what's going on. And maybe I'll start feeling really healthy and strong and beautiful and worthy and particularly energized, fired up, ready to go. I'm going to affirm my health, and I'm just going to continue to do that every day. I'm going to try to replace those thoughts with affirmation statements. None of this is rocket science. There's so much out there on this. Like, I'm not trying to teach you something that you already know. I'm literally just going to run this challenge with myself, and I'm going to invite you to come along. I think for a little while, it's just going to feel fun to be a Disney princess. You know, it's like, I just want to float on a magic carpet. I just want to swim in the sea. I feel like I was programmed by Disney, and I'm not sorry about it because those things sound fun. And I want to believe in magic right now because I need it. And that's the only explanation that I need to give you. So if you need a little magic, let's do this thing. Let Lizzy know what your affirmation is. Tag us on Instagram or leave us a voicemail or text on our hotline, and we'll be here using our energy to help you create your magic. I often say, as I look around at the world, that the collective power is always more powerful than just the individual. So if for the sake of this experiment, we are believing in the power of energy, believing in the power of thought, then together, maybe we can really think our way into a more beautiful world. And if we start with ourselves and prove that we have this magic power, then we will be more determined to share that experience with others. And then maybe we could all get together and use our energy to end war and poverty and violence. And really, what do we really have to lose by trying? So here we go. I am healthy, I am strong, and I have all the energy that I need. See you next time. This podcast is produced by Love Lizzy. Our editor is Kayla Hill, and the music is by my very own sister, Julia Sabatine. If you like what you heard here, we would love for you to hit the subscribe button. See you next time.